Sometimes the reason why it feels really difficult to move past the situation that hurt you or that made you feel fucked up or betrayed or backstabbed or whatever, and no matter how hard you try to move past that, it's because you genuinely can't wrap your head around the principle behind it all. Oftentimes, it's not even the situation, it's not even the impact of that single incident, but rather the bigger picture. It's the principle that got you really fucked up. It's that sense of disbelief. Like, you can't believe this happened, especially if it happened with someone that was close to you, someone that you trusted, someone that you thought would never do something like that to you. You're dealing with a multitude of different emotions here. There's that initial emotion of feeling hurt, like confused, like what the fuck, and then you allow yourself to process it, right? And the more you allow yourself to process it, the more angry you might get from this. And it's because you're realizing this is more than just this initial feeling. It's not just you feeling hurt, it's the crushed values, it's the broken trust, and possibly breaking this relationship, breaking this connection. And that whole picture can even be more harmful to you than the initial thing that occurred. And the sense of disbelief that comes from that, it's like, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe they did this to me. And perhaps if you let this go on, or if you let this simmer for a while before you allowed yourself to realize this and face this full front, then you're also going to be in disbelief at the fact that that really happened. Like, I'm telling you, like, it takes time for you to really process what happened. And every single step of the process can be painful. And partially, or a huge portion of that sense of disbelief could also be towards yourself. The fact that you let this happen, or rather, you let yourself experience this and you did not allow yourself to recognize that it happened. You put it at the back of your brain. You close your eyes on this. You chose to blind yourself to this thing that was impactful to you in a negative way. So there could be this feeling of betrayal that you feel towards yourself. You gotta understand, anger is a secondary emotion. So you have to process why you're angry. The process of figuring out that anger can be anger provoking. But only by doing so, you really truly understand why. And you have to also make yourself recognize that you might have perpetuated this cycle, or rather, you might have intensified this experience for you by suppressing that initial incident. But as humans, this is something that we do to ourselves all the time. But this is something that you have to make yourself recognize, because it ultimately comes down to you having that relationship with yourself. It can be a really difficult pattern for you to break, especially your entire life and especially your childhood. You were gaslit, but it is time that you start paying attention to how you really feel.